The truth about the MVP race is not what fans think it is, because every year the debate gets louder, messier, and more emotional. Arguments explode online, stats get cherry-picked, narratives get twisted, and everyone acts like the MVP is the result of an entire season of perfection. But the reality that nobody talks about is that the MVP race doesn't unfold over 82 games. It comes down to 1 month, one stretch, one turning point that decides everything, and that is December. The month where the season stops being background noise and becomes a national conversation. And to understand why December holds this kind of power, we have to look deeper than the numbers. We have to look at the race behind the race. Every MVP season starts the same. A handful of early candidates, a few surprise names, a couple of overreactions, and nobody really knows anything yet. But when December arrives, the entire league changes shape. Casual fans return, search engines spike, national broadcasts ramp up, the Christmas Day spotlight looms, and every performance, good or bad, becomes evidence of the narrative that will follow players for the rest of the season. One hot week, your MVP stock skyrockets. One cold stretch, you disappear from the national conversation entirely without any explanation. Voters won't admit this publicly, but December is the moment they start paying attention. Because the MVP isn't just a statistical race, it's a narrative race, a momentum race, a who defines the season race. And this year, that story revolves around a clash at the top of the basketball world. A silent assassin, a chaos magician, a battle for the crown. Every MVP race needs a headline, a rivalry, a narrative the league can orbit around. This year, the center of gravity is unmistakable. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander versus Luka Doncić. Two superstars with two completely opposite identities, yet both capable of controlling the entire season. One thrives in stillness, one thrives in storm, one is discipline, one is improvisation. And December is the month where their worlds collide. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander plays basketball in slow motion, but in the most terrifying way possible. He moves like the game is underwater. He's calm, he's poised, and he's unrushed. No matter who guards him, the pace never changes. Shai decides the rhythm, Shai decides the tempo, Shai decides the outcome. And behind his effortless style is something far more intense, and that is obsession. Early morning footwork sessions, repetition until perfection, film study focused on micro advantages, a mid-range game sharpened in an era that forgot how to guard it. Players describe him the same way veterans once described Kawhi Leonard. He doesn't say much, but he takes everything. And when December comes, Shai becomes even colder, even sharper, even more precise, because when the spotlight intensifies, he disappears into the work. Quiet killers always win votes they never campaign for. Luka Doncic is the opposite. He is chaos. He is unpredictability. He is basketball played on his own terms. Where Shai is stillness, Luka is a storm. One possession, he looks exhausted. The next possession, he drops a step-back three that breaks your soul. He plays at a speed only he understands, slowing the game to a crawl, then snapping it open with a pass that no one else saw coming. And this season, he arrived with something new. A sharper frame, better conditioning, a mindset that feels like a declaration. I'm tired of almost. When Luka gets rolling, the game bends. Help defenders become decorations. Double teams become puzzles he solves mid-dribble. And 40-point nights become normal. He is chaos weaponized, and voters love chaos, as long as the wins follow. This is the part that most fans don't understand. December isn't about who's better, it's about who feels like they're defining the season. Shai feels inevitable, Luka feels unstoppable, and in a league driven by narrative momentum, feelings matter almost as much as the truth. A Shai steal in crunch time? Narrative fuel. A Luka 45-point eruption on national television? Narrative wildfire. Every highlight becomes an argument, every mistake becomes a headline, every moment becomes part of a story that will follow them for months. This is why December decides everything. Voters aren't just watching, they're absorbing, they're forming beliefs that they will carry through the entire season. But while Shai and Luka fight loudly for the crown, another superstar waits quietly behind them. A giant who doesn't chase attention, but always takes the race anyway. Nikola Jokic doesn't care about the MVP. At least, he doesn't act like it. He doesn't hype himself, he doesn't campaign, he barely reacts to historic performances. But that's exactly why his presence in the MVP race is so powerful. Jokic doesn't chase narratives, narratives chase him, and every December, without fail, he starts taking over the race, quietly, efficiently, and inevitably. People love to say Jokic coasts during the early months of the season, that he eases into things, that he doesn't shift into full power until the playoffs. But December exposes the truth, because historically, December is one of Jokic's most dominant stretches. Not loud dominance, not highlight package dominance, just efficient, devastating control over the game. And the Nuggets know exactly what they're doing. This is the month they ramp up Jokic's usage, the month they stabilize their identity, the month they demand more, and he responds with performances that should melt the MVP ladder. 38-point triple-double, that's routine. 15 assists without breaking a sweat? That's normal. A stretch of games that no other player in the world could replicate. That's expected. Jokic has made greatness look so easy that people forget what greatness even is. And when excellence becomes invisible, voter fatigue starts to set in. Not because Jokic is any worse, but because consistency is easy to ignore, until December forces everyone to look again. This is the paradox of Nikola Jokic. He dominates the game so thoroughly that people stop noticing the domination. He's so efficient that it stops looking extraordinary. He's so consistent that voters subconsciously crave something new. It's the LeBron effect, the Tim Duncan effect, the we are bored of excellence effect. But December breaks the boredom, because when the spotlight hits and the league's attention sharpens, Jokic's brilliance becomes too overwhelming to ignore. He doesn't ask for the crown, he doesn't fight for it, he doesn't even seem to care about it. But the numbers, the wins, and the impact, it drags him into the race every single time. And this year, another wrinkle complicates the picture. A phenom, a prodigy, a 7'5" anomaly who isn't competing for the MVP, but is absolutely shaping the conversation. Victor Wembanyama won't win MVP this season, not realistically, but that doesn't matter because Wemby is already influencing the race in ways that most fans don't even recognize. The NBA has always used December as a testing ground for the next face of the league. They did it with Jordan, they did it with Shaq, and they did it with LeBron. And now they're doing it with Wemby. Every nationally televised game, every slow motion replay, every dramatic highlight package, every viral clip that breaks the internet, this is not coincidence. This is orchestration. The NBA is building mythology in real time. It doesn't matter that Wembanyama isn't in the MVP race this season. What matters is that he is reshaping how fans and voters perceive the sport. His shot blocking alone looks kind of like CGI. His dunks look like someone lowered the rim for him. His movement looks impossible for a player his size. And belief matters. When the league believes a new era is beginning, the way they view the current era changes too. Suddenly, Shai's poise feels like the future, Luka's brilliance feels like the present, Jokic's excellence feels timeless, and Wemby's presence feels inevitable. He is the gravitational pull of the next decade, and December is the month where the league tests how the world responds. Fans aren't just watching him, they're imagining what he will become, and the subtle shift affects how every other superstar is judged. So, why does December decide the MVP race? Because December is the first time the entire world is watching. It's when football is slowing down. It's when holiday games dominate the headlines. It's when rivalries intensify. It's when Christmas Day becomes the NBA's biggest stage. In December, basketball matters again, and voters, consciously or not, start shaping their MVP narrative right here. January doesn't rewrite the story, it only reinforces it. February doesn't introduce new characters, it simply elevates the old ones. March doesn't decide anything, it just confirms what everyone already believes. The MVP race is not a 82-game evaluation. It is a December awakening. People pretend the MVP is a logical award, a mathematical formula, a perfectly objective process. But that's not how humans work. Voters remember who dominates the biggest games, who owned the spotlight, and who felt like the face of the season. And those moments are born in December. This is when Shai's precision feels unstoppable. This is when Luka's chaos feels legendary. This is when Jokic's brilliance feels undeniable. This is when Wemby's emergence feels prophetic. December is the sorting hat of the NBA season. It doesn't pick the MVP, but it decides which players are even allowed in the conversation. So, no, the MVP race isn't rigged. It isn't random, it isn't unfair, it's human, it's emotional, it's narrative-driven, it's shaped by timing, perception, and belief. In the end, the MVP isn't the best player, it's the player who defines the season. And December is the month that defines the season itself. Shai, inevitable precision. Luka, unstoppable chaos. Jokić, effortless supremacy. Wemby, the future forming in real time. 4 superstars, 4 timelines, but only 1 crown. And December is the crossroads where they all collide. And if this changed the way you see the MVP race, you need to watch our video on whether the NBA actually got worse. Because just like this MVP conversation, it exposes the deeper issues that are shaping the league behind the scenes. And if you want to understand why narratives explode, why perception matters more than stats, and why the NBA's biggest problems spill into everything, that video breaks it down piece by piece. Watch it to understand the bigger story the league never wants to talk about.